So let's get into NWA WCW Starrcade 1986 Part 1. Sponsored by you, the patron. If you are not a patron, please consider becoming one. Go to tinyurl.com/bttpatron. We'd appreciate it. It's a great way to support the show on an ongoing basis, and you get access to all of the patron exclusive content, which includes the world-class cast, the WCCW episodes. So please become a patron. Again, tinyurl.com/bttpatron. $2 a month. I mean, literally. That's like giving up ordering pizza, once a month. I mean, for a whole year. So there you go. All right, let's get into it. So we got the opening. I'm going to play the opening because I want to hear homeboy right here I'm looking at on the network open the show. So here it is.
Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of Jim Crockett Promotions, welcome to the premier wrestling event of 1986, Starrcade 86, the night of the Skywalker.
Oh boy, it still gives me chills even all these years later. And then they play the anthem. I'm taking a knee right now. I'm just kidding. I'm just trying to have a little fun with you all. They throw it to Tony and the Omni in Atlanta because that's where Tony is. They got two crews, right? So, Doc, you got anything from the opening? Harper, you got anything from the opening before we get into the first match of the show?
The fucking lasers, man.
Those lasers were top notch.
Yeah.
That was top shelf back then, boy.
That and the guy that you played announcing us and bringing us in,
Yeah.
he was way more energetic than I thought he would be, or that he looked before he spoke. And after they played the anthem, I'm gonna say I liked Fergie's better, dude.
Yeah.
All
right.
The other thing is when they were playing that anthem, if you show the crowd, man, my note here was 1986 hillbillies were less patriotic than today's Make America Great crowd. Because they weren't people singing and losing their minds for the
What?
anthem.
What are you saying?
When they played the anthem, they showed the crowd. Those people were just standing there. They're like, can we get this shit over and get to the wrestling?
Yeah. And did you see the guy that had that? There was some like white trash guy in the front row. He had a muscle shirt on that said "Falcons fly Super Bowl high." I'm like, no, they don't, bro.
1986.
They don't.
28-3 in 18 years or 20 years, about 30 years.
Hold on. I gotta say something. Doc ain't trying to make fun of Make America Great. What he's saying is wrestling was so fucking popular. They were like, can we get this shit out the way? We want to see the fucking wrestling, man. Shit. God damn.
Make wrestling great so that we don't even care about the anthem anymore, dude.
Oh, geez.
And then they cut it to Bob Caudle, and I was like, that motherfucker's been that age his whole life.
Bro, how many times have we said that?
Dude, it's just true. I bet he looked like that when he was 19. Him and Arn Anderson just always look the same.
And he's still alive, bro. He's
still alive?
Bob Caudle, yeah.
Yeah.
He's still alive. Looks the same. Looks the same. All right. Well, we're going to get into the first match. So, I got to be honest. Some of these matches I don't have a ton of shit for. So, we'll just keep that in mind. First match is Tim Horner and Nelson Royal versus their Kernodle brothers, Rocky and Don. And here's the only note I have. Literally, I'm going to read it for you word for word. And I'll be a son of a bitch. Horner wins with a roll-up in a 6 1/4 star barn burner. Doc, I'm going to throw it to you first.
Who was the heel tag team here?
Yeah, they no.
Yeah, good point. It was supposed to be the Kernodle brothers, but I mean, yeah, it's an opening match, Doc.
Yeah.
What about having a tag match where Horner is the most visually appealing and charismatic guy you got?
That's crazy, huh?
Well, let's be real here. I mean, I don't want to down like Nelson Royal or the Kernodle brothers, but I mean, for their time in the Mid-Atlantic, they were something. But
Nelson Royal was almost 50 here, and the problem is he looked it.
Yeah. Well, that's what I mean.
And so you could get in the ring and wrestle at 50, more power to you. But when him and Don Kernodle were wrestling, I was like, they were going to break down, stop, and then like calculate some actuary tables or something for me, dude.
Jesus. So what you're saying is Horner was the shining star here?
Yes.
In a match that I gave a super meh to.
Give us your thoughts on this one, Harper.
Yeah, because when they won, they got like a mixed crowd of boos.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and see, I don't have a note. I didn't note exactly where they were for this match. Like, I don't know if they're in Atlanta or Greensboro.
I think they were in They were wherever the scaffold wasn't.
Okay.
So that would have been Greensboro.
Yeah. Okay. So there you go. So, well, that would probably answer it because Royal and the Kernodle brothers, and I don't know a lot about their history as wrestlers, but
they were Mid-Atlantic guys. I'm pretty
right.
At least the Kernodles.
That's where I'm going, and so you're in Mid-Atlantic country there. But anyway, and correct me if I'm wrong, anybody out there in Mid-Atlantic country. So, all right, we'll keep going. Harper, you got anything else from that one?
Nah, that's it.
Okay. All right. Well, the next match is Brad Armstrong versus gorgeous Jimmy Garvin, and here is how the network ruins this. When you watch the real VHS of this, you get Jimmy Garvin's music, which takes it to another level as he's walking to the ring, to that ZZ Top. But the dubbed in Jimmy Garvin music sucks even more when you're on a huge stage like Starrcade. It just sucks. But I felt like Garvin and Armstrong went out there and did what they needed to do in the second match of the night. Crowd was into this, I thought. They went to a draw, and I thought the crowd enjoyed their effort. 15-minute time limit draw. I'll throw it to you first, Harper, to tell me what you think.
A lot of chain wrestling.
Yeah.
But it worked. And with the time limit draw, because, I mean, how many matches are on this?
12.
Right. So, I mean, they got to mix shit up. Someone's got to lose. No, I mean, someone's got to lose by DQ, time, you know.
It's a challenge when you got 12 matches. You got to, you're right, you got to mix it up. So, I liked it. I liked it too. I mean, fuck, man. These are two really great wrestlers. I mean, they
and Brad Armstrong looked like a fucking action figure. Yeah, he looks great.
He does, bro. He really does. I mean, it's hard.
Put it back in your pants, Harper.
Well,
there we go. He's right though, dude. Brad looks really good here.
He does.
He looks really good. This was a good match. Doc, what did you have from it?
The first thing is this is our first chance to get some Rick Stewart on color. I think he is from the Central States, right? Because he was out there with Bob Geigel that time where Geigel was making proclamations. Dude, it's not enough that scaffold match is trash. It's that scaffold that's just hovering over every match. Just, you know, they call this Night of the Skywalkers. I'd have been like, let's call it Fuck That Scaffold. Starrcade 86. Fuck that scaffold.
Why are you complaining? It's a Starrcade 86. Can you be less of a curmudgeon tonight?
Well, I thought the match was very good, if unspectacular. It was still very good. The other thing I thought was they must have had some real heavy plans for Armstrong, because otherwise I would have assumed on paper Garvin would have just naturally picked up the win there. And the other thing I noticed after a pretty good technical match, a chain wrestling like we said, we're 2 matches in and there's no blood. This is a big departure from last year's Starrcade.
Bro, last year's Starrcade was ridiculous when it came to blood. Now there is blood. There will be blood in this, but there's a contrast. Last year was blood from the get-go. They're like, hey, everybody's getting busted open tonight. Everybody. What else you got from this, Doc?
I think that's about it. I like the ending where Precious got involved, and then, you know, you had a little bit of shenanigans at the end of the draw, so added a little bit more to it than just we ran out of time, and everybody shrugs their shoulders and heads back to the locker room.
Doc, we just did me and Lance are doing world class shows for the patrons, and we just did the 2 episodes where Jimmy Garvin comes in, and then Jimmy Garvin cuts a promo from his hot tub and what you would think to be his backyard or whatever. He's not with Precious though. He's with Sunshine. Remember? And,
Right.
when he
Oh,
first
I
comes in.
definitely. Sunshine was awesome, dude.
Yeah.
Not like looking. She was just like, dude, I'll drink a beer and then I'll cut you with. I'll break the bottle and stab you in the eye with it, man. Fuck you.
She is so young too. Like when you see Garvin in these early promos, it's just crazy because it's 3 years before this, but it feels like it's 10 years before this.
Oh yeah.
That's how much they grow. I mean, you grew up faster back then, though, I guess, in wrestling because you were working so much. But it was tremendous stuff, man. And I'm not trying to shamelessly plug the Patriot stuff, but Doc and I have talked a lot on this show and offline about Jimmy Garvin's time in World Class and how that is where we feel he shined the best. So, all right, Doc. Well, that's it. We got to get to this next match. And
What the fuck?
bro, what the fuck is right? So we got Baron von Raschke and Hector Guerrero versus the Barbarian and Shaska Watley. Harper has been waiting for this because he's been talking about it for a while. Not the match, but the Mexican and the German tagging together. So let me repeat. We got the Nazi and the Mexican wrestler versus the Barbarian and an African-American man in Shaska. Now, hold on. Before we do anything else, I need to play the opening introduction for this. So I want to play when they introduce the competitors in this match right now.
Ladies and gentlemen, our next event of the evening is a one-fall match, a tag team match with a 20-minute time limit. This is a special grudge match. Introducing first in the corner to my right, from the state of Tennessee, weighing in at 245 pounds, Shaska Watley.
Listen to the booze.
His team partner, weighing in tonight at 290 pounds, the Barbarian. Their opponents, first from East Germany, weighing in at 275 pounds, Baron von Raschke.
Turn the fuck out of me.
And fans from Mexico, weighing in at 233 pounds, the very popular Hector Guerrero.
All right, Harper. Sound like you had a lot to say about this, so I'm gonna throw it to you just on what you. I'll go over the match as much as I can, but what do you got?
You got a guy that looks like he's from fucking Mad Max with a black guy that looks like he should be like on a horse and buggy in a French Quarter in like fucking 1900 with that fucking top hat. Then you got a fucking Nazi and a Mexican with a sombrero and the gun belt and shit. And I was just like, what the fuck? This is like a fucking... It's like a dream.
And
they're cheering for the Nazi.
it is like
and then
a
when
dream.
he starts fucking hawking up, when he starts doing the fucking Nazi...
We'll get there. We'll get there.
Jesus.
Okay.
So... Where's Paul Jones at?
He's back there getting ready for his...
Yeah, I was going to say, remember, Paul Jones got a match against Jimmy Valiant in the hair versus hair match. Or hair versus Big Mama's hair. Remember?
Oh, yeah, that's right, yeah.
Yeah. So let me, Doc, let me go.
No, hold on.
Okay.
I thought the only thing that could have made that better, because I had the same note about the entrance and the four different just ridiculousness is, the only thing that would have made that entrance better is if Baron and Hector would have come out to La Cucaracha and Baron would have been goose stepping down the aisle to it.
Jesus. Oh, man.
Yeah, but Hector sounds like his music sounds like it just walked into fucking ponchos, man.
Yeah.
I don't think that's what he used. I think that's dubbed in.
Oh, is it?
I think. Well, I mean, his music would have been very similar to that, but I don't think that's the original. I think it's dubbed in. But so on to the match, though, and I'm going to play something here from it. But Hector did do a dive over the top rope to the outside, and the people erupted at one point because, I mean, You just didn't see people fly like Superman back then, the way he did it. At the very end, though, I think the craziest. This has to be the craziest shit I've seen in a while in a match. So I'm going to play it, and then we'll talk about it. But let me play it first. What's about to happen is Raschke is about to Irish whip Hector into the ropes. Hector stops, spits on him, and spits on Raschke, makes the hot tag to Baron. Let me play it, and then we'll talk about it. Here it is. Just spit on Raschke. He makes the hot tag. Baron's goose stepping. Listen to the fans. All right, so I will repeat what happened there real quickly. Hector spits on Raschke, which stuns Raschke long enough so that Hector can tag Baron in. Baron comes in goose stepping and then starts whooping on Raschke. Eventually, Raschke is pinned by Baron. Afterwards, the heels double team Baron and get the best of him, but the heels did lose. We've been Doc. When I rewatched this, I texted you immediately. So I threw it to Harper first for the intros. I'll throw it to you, and then I'll get Harper starts. Doc, go ahead.
Raschke looks like he's put on 20 pounds recently.
He does look a little bigger, huh?
He's looking a little thick, yeah.
Yeah.
Does Baron have the smallest arms and the worst body in wrestling for a guy at his position on the card?
He does have some. He does have some thin arms. Yeah. How old is he right here, though, Doc?
Mid-40s, late 40s.
We looked it up at one point. He is.
Hold on.
He is. He's up in age, bro.
Only in the South would you find people outside of 1940s Germany that would do goose stepping.
Yeah.
People went crazy. Bro, they could not have known what he was doing.
It was like Hogan was coming out.
Did you see the fucking cob of spit that went flying in Raschke's face from Hector?
I don't like this. I don't like spitting in wrestling, pal.
That shit was nasty.
And my final note was, man,
spit.
Hector did all the work. Baron came in and stole the pin. Just like a white supremacist to exploit brown labor.
Yeah.
Harper, anything else that you want to add to this? Feel free to do so.
A black guy Irish whipped a Mexican, then a Mexican tags in a fucking Nazi. He's fucking goose stepping and doing a whole straight up Hitler Nazi shit, and these people are going crazy like it's fucking Dusty Rhodes, and he does the claw and the whole thing, and they're just reacting to it all. So I was like, what the fuck am I watching?
Wrestling.
Yeah.
I mean, this is wrestling. This is Southern wrestling. People just going nuts for stuff like this.
That's the way it used to be and the way we like it.
Yeah, I mean, I ain't complaining. Don't get me wrong here.
I am basking in the ridiculousness of this segment.
Oh yeah, I'm not complaining. Please don't take it as a complaint. I find this entertaining, as sad as it is. But it's funny.
This is what passes for entertainment in our pathetic lives.
It's pretty damn insane, man. What we witness here. Doc, anything else? I just felt like I've been waiting to get to this because I knew it was coming. But
yeah, and the other thing I will say is now we're 3 matches in and nobody's hit a vein yet.
3 matches in and not one vein. So we'll keep going.
That's just surprising to me.
Well, it's surprising because you're thinking of last year's Starrcade too, when it was just juice everywhere. It really was. I mean, it was just blood was just flowing. But we'll get some blood. Don't worry. There's blood coming. So after we saw the Nazi and the Mexican win, where the Nazi goose stepped and the Mexican spit on a black man, as only you would see in Southern wrestling. they take us to a promo where it seems we're about to hear from Dusty Rhodes. So I am going to play that here. Here it is.
Let's go to the dressing room of the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. Here's Johnny Weaver.
Wrestling fans, the one thing about Starrcade 86 that has been conspicuous about its absence is the fact that the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, has chose to stay by himself, stay quiet. He hasn't granted any interviews about his upcoming world television title defense. He hasn't granted any interviews to the newspaper or the radio or television. He stayed by himself, and we are right now outside the dressing room of the American Dream, the world television champion, and we're going to try to get in here and get some of his comments before this world television title defense. Dusty, could you come out and give us some comments about your title defense?
I told you, Johnny, not now. Just leave me alone. Just get out of here and let it be. Just leave me alone.
Okay, the American Dream still wishes to stay quiet and by himself. We saw he's in there alone in the dressing room. So at this time, we will go to Atlanta.
Okay, Doc, I'll throw it to you first. I mean, there's really not a lot there, but Dusty doesn't want to talk. He's concentrating on his match. Did you have anything from that attempt to interview Dusty?
Well, he said he's not giving interviews on newspapers and TV. I was like, what about every Saturday night when he comes out and talks?
Well, I mean, I guess he's referring to, anything tonight at Starrcade.
And then, is Johnny Weaver the worst possible person to do that job?
You mean to interview someone?
To be on a microphone.
You got to remember, Harper and I have seen some pathetic shit on the indies.
Yeah, I've seen stuff. I still see it today where at Wildcat, we just laugh at it. Man, look at this ass. So
this is Starrcade 86.
I agree, but you said worst possible, and there are worse.
At that time.
I mean, he's not great. Let's just leave it at that.
Fair enough.
It's Johnny Weaver, man. I can't disrespect Johnny Weaver. I mean, he's not like a legend like most people think of, but I mean, he was prominent in that area. I mean, it's hard. You can't shit on Johnny Weaver.
Okay.
Yeah. Trying to show the man some respect, man. Have some class, Doc. Have some class. Yeah.
No.
All right. Harper, anything else before we move to the next match with the Jayhawks versus the Russians?
All
right. So the next matchup is the Kansas Jayhawks versus the Russians, Crusher Khrushchev and Ivan Koloff. Remember, the Jayhawks are Dutch Mantel and Bobby Jaggers. And this one is for the U.S. Tag Team titles. Remember, the Crusher and Ivan are the U.S. Tag Champs. No DQ match we got here. And if you recall, these two teams actually faced off in the finals of the U.S. Tag Title Tournament a while back. It might have been a month or two ago from this time period. But anyway, I'm going to play a soundbite from this match as they got into things. And it was Tony Schiavone talking about how disappointed the Kremlin will be. Here it is.
Out of two. A lot of national pride on the line in this match.
Especially for, not only for Americans, but for Ivan. After what has happened with Nikita, if they would come up and lose the U.S. Tag Team titles, the Kremlin would really kind of look down on him even more.
That would shake Moscow right to its foundations, I
think. It just tickled me. If they lose the U.S. tag titles because Magnum is turned and he's now a face, that's going to shake Moscow to its foundation.
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't know. Harper, any thoughts on what we just heard there?
Yeah, it's like they're all sitting around like in their version of the White House. Like it's Gorbachev and all the fucking generals all sitting around watching this shit.
That's what I envisioned too. Gorbachev. They're sitting in, I don't know, whatever room they watching where they do things, and they got Starrcade on.
How do you know they weren't?
They found a way to stream Starrcade in 1986 to the Kremlin, and they're watching it all. And they're thinking to themselves, we're going to disown Crusher and Ivan if they lose, especially after how they let Nikita turn babyface and be an American sympathizer.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Doc, thoughts?
Is that ring really small, or is it just me?
No, I think it's well, I don't know, because there were times in WCW where I swore. Well, not that I swore. I'm pretty sure it was like a 16 by 16. I didn't really look at this one and study it enough to know if that's what it is. But it probably is a 16 by 16, which there's a difference being in a 16 by 16 versus a 20 by 20.
Damn, a 20 by 20? Fuck.
Oh, what's Wildcats, Harper? 16 by 16 or 18 by 18?
Yeah.
16 by 16?
Right.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
The ring I trained in from the start was a 20 by 20, and I'm just telling you, there's a big difference. I mean, you got a few more steps in it going.
Yeah,
for the
a few
corner.
more steps when you're hitting the ropes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know, Doc. It's hard. Here's the thing about that ring. It looks even smaller because of that goddamn scaffold.
Right.
Because that scaffold's so fucking it's towering.
It's sitting there hulking over everything.
Yeah.
That scaffold's a real problem. Is this Bobby Jagger's highest profile match in the U.S. ever?
Oh, gee, I don't know.
Because I remember him from San Antonio, and I know he had been around. He's on Starrcade in '86.
Yeah. This has to be his biggest moment.
I was wondering that.
Yeah.
I'll let the hashtag BTC Army tell us. I don't want to say yes. I mean, this is a big moment. Obviously, you got the U.S. tag titles on the line in a no DQ match. He's in there with Dutch. He's in there with Crusher and Ivan.
I know he went to Puerto Rico a lot, so he may have fought in big cards down there.
Right. Man. No, you're saying U.S. matches though.
Right.
So there's a difference. Yeah, I got you. Maybe so. All right. So let me play this next soundbite from the match. And Dutch is using his whip on Ivan and then Crusher, and just listen to it. Here it is.
Watch out, Ivan's got the chain, Rick.
Dutch just grabbed Shoe Baby.
Just grabbed Shoe Baby. Shoe Baby found his mark that time. Jaggers ducked under that clothesline.
What are we listening to?
By the chain of Ivan Koloff.
Finish, asshole.
A count of 3, and the Russians remain the U.S. Tag Team Champions.
So Doc didn't want to hear the finish because he's a curmudgeon. But what'd you think of that whip sounding off, Doc?
That's just no joke, and the people pop for it too. Right behind that scaffold is fuck that bullwhip, man. You hit me with that motherfucker. That shit'll take the skin right off.
Yeah, I think they hit his legs, so they got that extra, boot.
Bruh, when he hit Ivan, it was faint. Like, you could hear it, but it wasn't bad. When he got Crusher, that was the second whip in there. Hit rewind on this show and listen to that thing. That sumbitch sounds off on Crusher. I know that shit stung, because that shit hit him in the meat of the legs. And I don't give a shit that he's got long tights on. He felt that. God damn. Jesus Christ.
I would have been happier with this match if it had just been Dutch versus Ivan.
Yeah.
Well, that would have been a real good match, but you got these U.S. tag belts, so you got to do something with them.
Right.
So, there you have it. You got a U.S. tag title match and no DQ. And there we have it. So, anything else, Doc, from this match?
Why did they just start bringing out the implements from the beginning if there was no DQ?
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
Why y'all want to criticize Starrcade?
Yeah.
Man, here's my note.
You do have a point.
I call this shit straight down the middle all the time, pal. This match did nothing for me. And I
Shit,
love Dutch.
You crazy.
I love Ivan and I love Dutch. This match did nothing for me.
This match was fine.
It was good. Yeah.
It was old school. I mean,
It got over.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Okay, we'll go back to watching Raw and SmackDown since this does nothing for you.
That's you who was telling me all about how great Raw was last Monday night.
I don't know
wouldn't
about great.
pal. I was watching Starrcade.
I don't know about great, but okay. Well, Harper, anything else on the Koloffs, Crusher, Ivan, Kansas Jayhawks? Anything else?
Yeah, I was sitting here watching. I was thinking, dude, look at the great shape Ivan is in, and how good he could move. And he's probably in his mid-40s. And fucking Superstar could barely goddamn probably bend over to fucking pick his shoes up at this time.
Yeah. He was. Ivan was in damn good shape. Ivan could still go. Hell, Ivan could kind of still go in 93 in Smoky Mountain Wrestling at the beginning.
Right.
He didn't look bad back then.
His
Yeah, he was
his
still...
partner in Smoky Mountain.
Oh, Jesus. Vladimir was the shits.
So
that was his other nephew, wasn't it?
I don't know if he...
Nephew.
Yeah, it was his kayfabe nephew. Yeah.
He was 40. Dude, Ivan was 44. Right.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
He looked like he was 104.
Oh,
44 years old right there. So, yeah, I mean, shit, I can still move. I'm almost that age.
Yeah.
Baron von Raschke, to catch your earlier point, was 46 right there.
Ivan looks a lot better, just 2 years younger.
Yeah.
A lot better. A whole lot better.
And before you ask, Boogie was 44.
Yeah, I think we talked about that a couple times with Boogie's age around this time. All right. Well, we'll keep going here. The next matchup is Rick Rude versus Wahoo McDaniels. Remember, it's an Indian strap match. Wahoo gets busted open first. Then Rude gets...
Wahoo's 48 here.
Talk about veterans on this card. Jesus. Oh, my God. Think about that. Baron is in a match earlier. The Russians, you got Ivan, how old he is. Wahoo's 48, but Rick Rude's young.
Paul Jones.
That was a good match. I know Harper didn't quite get to it, but we'll keep it. Let me go on. Let's cover Wahoo. We got Wahoo and Rick Rude, and I'll throw it to you, Doc. I mean, Wahoo got busted open. Rude gets busted open too, but not a ton of blood, but there was some. More than you'll see in these days, this day and time. But Doc, thoughts on what we saw here? What?
Well, the first thing I thought was as Rick Rude came out, that's definitely not Sade.
No, that ain't Sade. That's for damn sure.
Ricky, you're so ravishing. Where did you come from?
Jesus Christ.
The crowd loves Wahoo here. And the girls like Rick Rude, pal. You hear those high-pitched squeals when he took off his shit?
Of course.
Well, Wahoo bled first, but, because we've called him Red Man, right? He's Red Man.
Yeah.
I thought I couldn't tell at first because finding blood on Red Man Wahoo is like finding a sunburn on a black guy.
That's nice.
I'm not even gonna laugh at that.
Wow.
He's an asshole. He's trying to get heat. That's what he does.
Jesus. And my final thought on this match was it just me, or was that match a little shorter than we all might have expected? Like I didn't feel, and I'm assuming that Rick Rude may still be a little green here. I don't know, and that Wahoo was kind of walking through it, but they didn't have like the tussles over the. I've been to 3, I've been to 4, I've been to 2 or 3.
Well,
strap.
Harper, go. I'll let you go. You go first.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. I thought this match ended quicker than I thought it was going to end.
It was quick. I thought. I think we're a little spoiled too because we watched that Dirty White Boy Tracy Smothers chain match, 4-corner match recently.
Yeah.
Which was. It's hard to beat that one. This one was short. The crowd popped though when Wahoo won.
Mm-hmm.
When he's over. He
Wahoo's
popped Paul
over.
Jones. Yeah. You can say what you want about him, not connecting as far as the promos go, but Wahoo McDaniel he's over. Doc, I think he was your number one when we did the top 5 pro football players to turn wrestlers. Wasn't he your number one, or was Big Cat?
I don't remember, dude. I don't remember what I said earlier in this podcast.
Me
I'm not
either.
gonna remember that shit.
Okay. But I thought this was fine for what it was.
I'll let BTT Doc figure that out, since he apparently listens to every word I say, so he can recreate it on Twitter. He'll tell you later what I said.
I haven't looked at his tweets this week. I need to look at him and Fake Mike to see what they've been talking about. They're usually pretty damn funny. Somebody on the Mothership Facebook page said, "Who is Fake Mike?" And somebody, I think Armando Martinez, USC 49ers Dodgers, said probably some white guy, and then someone else said some black guy. They were going back and forth who it could have been. Fake Doc hasn't been brought up on that page.
Well, I just
yet,
know
to
that
my
Fake
knowledge.
Doc has more followers than Fake Mike, if you know what I mean.
Fuck.
Oh, let's see. Let me look. Any other thoughts on this match while we're at it?
I thought it was good. It's just shorter than I had thought it would be. I mean, I like both guys in the ring.
I like the ending, when he pushed him into the corner for the,
Right.
He fucked himself over.
He fucked himself over, and as a heel, you screw yourself because of the way you lose, and then Paul Jones even got hit too.
Yeah.
I liked it. It got over with the crowd. It was a really, really good finish in my opinion. Doc, anything else before we go to the Koloff's promo? Because they got a promo coming up right here.
I know. No.
Yeah. Yeah, if you notice, I mean, here's the thing. I wonder how much if they cut any other promos from this show. I don't remember. So, from the VHS that I saw years ago. But anyway.
The VHS apparently was a pretty big, fairly watered down, trimmed down version of what we got to see here.
Okay.
Was that the one where on the box they were all like hand drawn, all the wrestlers, and it was like the Road Warriors and all, and they were, it's like they were hand drawn.
Nah.
I don't know, man.
Nah, that's not the one I'm thinking of.
I don't know, man.
Doc, go to Twitter. These sons of bitches. So, Fake Mike Mills has 95 followers, but Fake Doc, I'm sorry, he's not Fake Doc. He is BTT_Doc has the same amount. So, but I'll be damned. Fake Mike Mills just posted 4 pictures of Sasha Banks in a bathing suit. And it says, "I'll be in the bathroom with 7 bottles of lotion. See you all next week."
Yeah.
Oh wait, Mrs. Doc just rolled through the room. I think she thinks tonight's the Ask BTT, the Ladies of BTT episode.
Jesus Christ. Oh Jesus. Oh boy. No, it's not tonight. Tell her hold her horses.
Okay.
We got to get to. Just motherfuckers are stupid. We got to get to Ivan and Crusher here. Here it is.
Yes, as you can see, we are still United States heavyweight tag team champions. Not only outsmarting, but outbeating these Jayhawkers. Now we're looking forward to thousands of American dollars in this bunkhouse stampede match. Thousands of American dollars. And we're looking forward especially to getting this Dusty Rhodes inside the stampede match and beating some heads in. Now, Dusty Rhodes will never forget what you have done to Nikita, poisoning his mind, make an American out of him. For this, we will destroy you. And Nikita, later tonight, you are meeting world champion Ric Flair, and you are capable of defeating him. I have trained you very well. You are a stubborn, determined man, and I hope you do defeat him, because there would not be any greater punishment for Crusher or myself to take world title away from him. Crusher.
That's right. And Nikita, I've known you for a long, long time. And you're a very greedy man. Usually what you want, you get. Well, tonight, if you should take this world title from Ric Flair, I demand you give me a title shot first. Because if you don't, all you are is a traitor and a coward, and I will beat you, and I'll beat you bad. And that goes for you, Dusty Rhodes, too. I'll slap you down like a dog. Isn't that right, Ivan?
This is right. You know, we're looking forward to the Bunkhouse Stampede matches because they are our type of match. We can bring Chain into the ring. We can beat anybody. We can hang them with it. We can run them into pose. We're going to have a great time inside the Stampede match. Most dangerous type matches that there ever is. Ever in professional wrestling. Because 25 men in there, we are looking forward to capturing thousands of American dollars. Wow. But especially getting Nikita and this Dusty Rhodes for what they have.
U.S. Tag Team Champions Koloff and Khrushchev. Let's go to Tony Schiavone in the ring.
Okay, Doc, I'll get your thoughts first on Ivan and Crusher right there.
Pal, can we get through this pay-per-view before you start selling me the next one?
Well, it's not a pay-per-view. The Bunkhouse Stampede at that time was a series of Bunkhouse Stampedes, which were battle royals that you could bring everything you want to the ring. They did it. I mean, this wasn't the first year they did them. And if you, depending on how many you win, you can end up, being the Bunkhouse Stampede champion.
You get to go to the prize center like Chuck E. Cheese and turn in your tickets for
like a piece of Mardi Gras trash toy.
Yeah, bullshit toy. Yeah, but
I thought I'm gonna tell you this. I thought Ivan's promo there was the best thing I've seen so far in this pay-per-view up to this point. That was awesome.
You're an idiot. Harper,
what are you talking? I'm putting him over, man. I thought that was great.
It's the best thing you've seen in the entire pay-per-view.
Yeah, because he was talking about so far up until this point, because he was talking. When he is mad at Nikita, but he hopes that he wins. There's layers to that, dude.
Oh, I agree. Actually, that's actually what my note says. I have that. But Harper, what'd you have?
I love how he's pissed at Dusty for showing Nikita the fucking light when he's made him turn on his country when that's basically what he did to fucking Crusher.
See,
it's the same exact thing.
It's the same thing.
That was different though, man. Why you gotta talk about old shit, Harp?
That's different because I turned Crusher to see the right light now, and then they turned. Yeah, it's you're right. Same exact thing.
Just like all these people in America, pal. See what they want to see.
Okay. Anyway, I thought this was fine, and let me tell you something. It's very smart to drum up interest.
I'm going with Crusher, Khrushchev, and Ivan. I'm turning Russian, pal.
Okay. Well, it's a free country. You have a right to do that.
All right.
But anyway, so I thought this was smart when they plugged the Stampede matches. You're on the biggest stage. Why not do it here? It's basically a commercial. Shit, yeah. I'm fine with that. The next match up is Bill Dundee versus Sam Houston. Sam is actually the Central States champion. I think I mentioned this last week. If you're just going on for Saturday night, they don't talk about the Central States much. They talk a little bit about it on Worldwide. If you remember a while back, I played a promo from Sam where they were going to the Central States. Anyway, long story short, November 16th, 1986 was the tournament for the Central States title. Sam was the one who won it. There you have it. We have Sam versus Bill Dundee here. Doc, do you have any notes from this?
Oh, yeah.
What you got?
Man, Dundee's got one of those forearm tattoos, man. That was back in the day when you wanted to be tough. You only had to get one tattoo. You just had to put it in the right spot. Those dudes that had the forearm tattoo, Harley Race had one.
Yeah.
Those guys were automatically tough. Unquestionably tough.
Yeah, no, huh? But times have changed, huh?
Right. Now you get some fucking tribal bullshit on your bicep and you're still a fucking pussy.
I mean, yeah. I mean, now they're probably fucking vegan and they got beards down to their dicks. I can't stand tattoos now, bro. This is just so fucking gay. Ugh.
Wow. What's wrong with being gay?
I mean, it just totally killed the fucking look.
Wait.
Of tattoos.
What killed the look of tattoos?
All these assholes that get them.
I thought it was the gay people.
That's why I was clarifying.
Gay? Ugh.
How many? Okay, Mike. How many tattoos do you have?
2.
There
Harper,
you go.
How many tattoos? True. How many tattoos do you have, Harper?
None.
Okay.
I mean, Doc, you act like I got a fucking Mike Tyson tattoo on my face and shit down my arms and legs. I mean,
I saw that day you took off your shirt, you got a double life-size fucking replica of a Hennessy bottle on your back.
Okay,
but other than that,
now he's lying through his teeth. Nobody's got a Hennessy bottle.
What you got tattooed of?
I got my wrestling name on one arm, and I got my.
Oh my God, you fucking man!
and I got a big ass tiger on my right arm.
God.
I mean, you can't see it unless I'm wearing a sleeveless T-shirt. What?
You're like Atom Bomb. He got that dumb shit on his shoulder.
Oh, that's right.
And then when he's fucking Wrath, he's got fucking Atom Bomb on his goddamn shoulder.
Oops.
Okay.
God, I hate people like you.
Any other thoughts on the match, Harper?
No. I don't even. What?
I'm not even sure Harper's going to be able to finish the show, pal. You've upset him.
He's upset. Doc, your thoughts on Dundee?
Tattooed on you.
No, I don't have the whole thing tattooed on me.
I'm surprised you don't have the entire script from the movie Menace to Society in like 6-point font on your back.
Okay, so I guess I'm the only one that's got notes from this. Sam Houston defeated Bill Dundee.
Did you notice? Hold on. Did you notice when Dundee, dude, he popped him with that boot?
Yeah.
He popped the fuck out of him.
He got him with the boot.
Dude, that was stiff.
It sure was.
I was like, you fuck. I mean, I was like, I mean, he hit him, bro. That shit wasn't cool.
And if you go back and you look at it, they show it again in slow motion, and you can really see that he hit him with that boot.
He hit him with that boot so hard. I was like, are you shitting me? Damn. Yeah, he clocked him, bro. Anything else, Doc?
Again, this is in its by itself. This is a good little match, but Starrcade is feeling a little flat to me so far. I'm worried.
It'll pick up.
Nobody likes Starrcade more than me, and I'm concerned.
Harper, you got anything else from that match?
One thing I liked about this is that we don't normally get to see Sam work too often, and if we do, it's a little 5-minute match.
Right.
And you get to see how good he was as a seller, man.
Sam was. I've said it a bunch of times. He's a lot better than people give him credit for.
Yeah, he's that perfect, white meat baby face, man. He sold everything well, and he just looked real fucking good. It's a shame he didn't get a bigger push for whatever reason.
It was politics.
Yeah, I mean whatever.
You married Baby Doll, and the rest is history.
And that's the thing. Where the fuck she's been at?
She's in States. Yeah, she's in Central States with him because they had gotten married by this point.
Is Tijo Khan there too?
I think Tijo Khan's there. If you notice, you haven't seen Rocky King in a while. You haven't seen
who's going to drive the Rock and Roll Express around?
You haven't seen Italian Stallion. I'm trying to think of all the. There's like a bunch of enhancement talent that were sent there too. So. Todd Champion's there. There's a lot of guys that are there.
And there were enhancement talent there too.
I think they were putting them in competitive matches, like against like enhancement talent. So like they were going over. I think I'd have to look at the records, but I think that's what was going on. But yeah, it was. That's where they were. But Baby Doll was in Central States with Sam at this point, and like they had been married by this point, I believe, from what I remember. So yeah. That's what's going on, and that's why you haven't seen her. Remember when Rick cut that promo that we played where he had already been with 2,500 or 2,800 broads, and he said he's going to give Baby Doll a break because she had taken a ride on Space Mountain. Well, anyway, I think that's like at that point was when she had went off Central States and her and Sam were married, so she was in Central States at that point. But anyway, all right, we'll keep on. Sam wins by DQ, but I agree, Harper. Sam really. Good showing here. It's a lot when Sam gets some time. I enjoy that. After Sam, we get Jimmy Valiant versus Paul Jones. This is the hair versus hair match. It's Paul Jones's hair on the line, and Big Mama's hair is on the line too.
Did you notice that somebody didn't cut out 3 seconds of "Boy from New York City"?
Yes, like in the intro.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wish I had the timestamp from it. But
somebody ought to alert that band, and so I think it's the Manhattan Transfer, so that they could sue and get their cash.
Yeah, there is a clip in that. So I had some notes from this short match by big event or pay-per-view standards, even though we know this isn't a pay-per-view at that time. Boogie gets busted open pretty good early on. I thought this match was kind of funny to me. Long story short, Boogie wins when he gets a hold of Paul Jones's brass knuckles or gimmick. Then Boogie starts shaving Jones's head once he wins. So finally, after all these months, Jones is finally a bald-headed geek. At the end, though, they get Manny out of the cage because Manny was in the cage, so he couldn't interfere. Manny then viciously attacks Boogie with the help of Rick Rude. So although Boogie wins and gets the pop, Manny and Rude viciously attack Boogie to keep their heat and further things along. I thought this was good. Doc, what did you have from this?
Before the match even started, my note was Boogie and Big Mama are over, pal.
Hold on. Let me play it. I think I know what you're talking about. I want to say this is my timestamp I got written down.
Ladies and gentlemen, our next event is a fight to the finish. Hair versus hair. The hair of Big Mama versus the hair of Paul Jones. Under the contractual agreement, the Raging Bull will be locked in a cage suspended high above the ring. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing first, in the corner to my right, from Houston, Texas, weighing in at 238 pounds, accompanied by the Raging Bull, this is Paul Jones. And now, everybody's main man, from New York City, weighing in at 242 pounds, accompanied by Big Mama, the Boogie Woogie Man, Jimmy Valiant.
Boy, you ain't lying. They were over, man. That's you could hear the eruption. So
I ain't saying it's a rock and roll pop, but damn, dude,
you ain't lying.
I'll tell you what else was over was when they finally got Manny in the cage. That was over too.
Yep.
During the match, man, Boogie looks like a damn bobblehead. His head never stops moving. I mean, that's a talent in and of itself.
Yeah, they have that much energy. You ain't lying.
I mean, just walk around your house for the next, 7 to 9 minutes and just do your head like that and see what happens.
No, thank you.
And I ain't saying Paul Jones is Luthez here, but Paul Jones is a manager who's a better worker than he is a talker. What?
Well, you forget that he was a draw in Mid-Atlantic, man, back in the day.
I mean, so he's super passable, incredible in the ring, and at the end of the day, I thought this whole thing was done really, really well. I always wonder, we talk about this every time, if that sweaty hair came off easy and how that felt coming off laying there in the ring while you're getting scalped.
Nah, that shit, I don't care how easy it looked once he got scalped, that shit can't come off easy. I know it doesn't.
No, because it's all wet and all fucking, tangled up and everything. It's not like you did supercuts.
I agree. Hell no, that shit didn't come off easy. So, but anyway, we got Paul Jones, and Paul Jones' head is shaved, and there you have it. So Big Mama's hair is safe, and she doesn't get shaved. Doc, anything else from this one?
Nah, Brad.
All right, so hey, I want to remind you, if you're listening to the show on YouTube, this is just one portion of the show and does not include part one with Tennessee wrestling historian Bo James. To listen to this show in its entirety, you can find us anywhere you get your podcast from, including Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Podcast Addict, TuneIn Radio, etc. Just by searching Book in the Territory. Subscribe however you get your podcast and never miss a show. So the next matchup and the last one we're doing tonight, since Starrcade was almost 4 hours long, is Ronnie Garvin versus Big Bubba. It is a Louisville street fight. Bubba went from about 7 to 8 months ago doing enhancement talent matches to working against Ronnie Garvin at Starrcade 86. This ain't a wrestling match. Garvin beats on Bubba. Garvin uses Bubba's own suspenders to choke Bubba at one point. Midway through, Bubba gets control and hits Bubba with a. Bubba gets control and hits Garvin with a roll of nickels and opens Garvin up. So we got some blood here, but Garvin pulls a rope from his boots, literally, and chokes and tries to hog tie Bubba at one point. They do a big-time bear hug spot at one point as well, with Garvin having to fight his way out of it. The ref gets hurt right before Garvin pile drives Bubba. Doc, you had a note about Bubba being pile driven. I know you had texted me about. Did you want to mention that here?
Man, that pile driver, dude, he looked like he put a crowbar under him, needed a fulcrum, had to get him twisted, lifted up and over. I thought it visually looked great because it was just like he was struggling to get that big boy up and hit him.
He's a big man, bro. I mean, there ain't no other way to say it. And to get him up, but he got him up. But so after the pile driver, though, Cornette gets involved and he hits Garvin with his racket. Both men are knocked out cold. Ref counts to 10, but the ref says the first man to get to his feet will be the winner. So we sit there waiting for someone to get up. Garvin finally stands up, but falls without the referee seeing him. Then Big Bubba stands up, and my oh my, Ronnie Garvin loses as the crowd chants bullshit. This was a good match. Doc sounds like he doesn't agree, but I'll throw it to him.
Who? What?
You said no. You said up until that point. What did you think about the match, Doc?
I thought Bubba looked bigger than he did back when he was a jobber.
He might have put a little weight on.
I thought the first few minutes were kind of awkward. Just thought maybe that was because Bubba was green, but I'll get back to that in a second. Do you guys think Garvin is wearing the weight belt in case he has to try to pick up Bubba and slam him, or is that just I'm a roughhouser?
I think it's probably just because he's a bigger guy.
Well, it was a Louisville street fight, though. Yeah, that's true. Because you're putting Bubba over anyway. But it was a street. But it was a street fight too, though, Doc.
Okay, what's the weight belt got to do with that? I'm just asking. I ain't trying to be a dick with you. Don't get upset.
He came to the ring, and well, that's true. He had his jeans on, so I don't know. I mean, that could have something to do with it. Like Harper said, it sells it more. Because you got to pick up a 400-pounder and slam him. Yeah, it does sell it. Yeah, and it makes you look strong too. I mean, even though you got to wear a weight belt, hell, you still look like a cock-strong son of a bitch.
I thought this match, man, it looked rough, and it almost had the appearance, and the pile driver was part of it, but just it almost looked like they weren't cooperating, even though they were, which makes which is an even higher compliment to what they were trying to do.
Yeah, that pile driver looked like some Timberg shit, where you're chopping a tree down, and the tree like slowly, finally gives way. It was. You could tell Garvin, if he wasn't struggling, he made it look like it was a struggle.
Right. Yeah. So it was either worked. I mean, it was like they made it look real.
Yeah, buddy.
And that's the match they talk about where it's like, oh, this other stuff's bullshit, but that one was real. That was the match that did that.
Yeah, it was pretty damn impressive. So, all right, here's what we're going to do now. So that was part 1 of Starrcade. Next week, we're going to do part 2. As you can see, we had to break it up or we would have been here for another hour and a half doing the rest of it. So next week, we'll have part 2 of Starrcade. But we're going to hold off on the Rolexes for Starrcade for this time because this is only part of the show. I think that's how we did it last year. Yeah.
No, we did Rolexes for both halves.
Well, give out your Rolex.
And grades.
That makes no sense.
It's only half of it.
It's half of it.
Well,
it's not over yet.
No. You do a first half grade and a second half grade and then a total grade.
No, you don't. Go ahead. Since you have to give it a grade, go ahead. But me and Hopper ain't being forced into no grade.
I don't have to do shit.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. No, you know it all.
No, I do. I do. I do know it all, but I'm not going to.
Okay, so you're not going to give a Rolex or a grade.
No, we're not. We decided right here on the fly in the show not to.
That's right. Damn it, Harper. Would you agree with that?
Fuck that. We got to wait.
You didn't make me decide anything, Mike. It was Harper's consultation with me that All right.
Okay. All right. Let's keep going then. If you haven't already done so or don't usually do this, make sure you're using our Amazon referral link. It's tinyurl.com/bttamazon. Please use it when you purchase things from Amazon. Give it to your wives and girlfriends, anyone in your family who uses Amazon. And it's a great way to support the show. The show gets a small monetary kickback in return whenever you use that link. So it's tinyurl.com/bttamazon. From here, I'm going to throw it to part one with Bo James. In part one, Bo and I talk Ronnie Garvin, a lot about Ronnie Garvin and him working with the enhancement talent. Ronnie Garvin versus Andre the Giant. If you're one of our Smoky Mountain Wrestling listeners, you would remember there's a clip of that we talk about from Smoky Mountain Wrestling early on in Smoky Mountain Wrestling when Ronnie Garvin comes in. Bo had some thoughts on that tape from Garvin versus Andre the Giant in Tennessee back in the day. And then Bo, I got a question from a listener, and they wanted to know, does Bo ever talk to Tim Horner, since they actually probably don't live too far from each other? And Bo's a Tennessee wrestling historian. So, yeah, all that is in part one. And remember, if you're a patron, parts 1 and 2 are already up for your listening pleasure. You just got to download the Podbean app and listen to it. That said, let's get to part 1 with Bo James right now. And Doc and Harper and I will be back for the close of the show after our talk with Bo.